I'll turn it back. I just found it the other day.
All right, good
There you
morning,
go.
everyone. We'll call to order at 7:30 a.m. You all just rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. First recommended action be approval of minutes from the September 3rd meeting. Now Jenny provided them all. Looking for a motion to approve the meetings from September 3rd. So moved by Mr. Lucy and Ms. Calori, seconded by Ms. Glory. Any questions or changes or adjustments? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, there's no old business. Not the project administration. We have no bid release documents, no bid awards or interchange orders. Okay, so agenda item D4, A through G are ADS construction. Mr. Gothberg.
I wanted to take D separately,
Okay,
but we had allowances at all these door projects. We take G separately also. We did not use all the allowances, so we got credits back. So these are all credit change orders. And then D is, we found that, door A6 at Park, when we originally surveyed it, it was fine. When we got there this summer, something had happened and, it doesn't close properly. We can't fix it. So we're gonna need to replace it. So we, asked for a price, to do it. ADS came back with this. We reviewed it. It's what we would charge, pretty much what it cost us to do it ourselves. So, we seek your approval on that for $19,759.26.
okay. Do you want to talk about item G as well?
That would be,
Nice. G.
base.
Yes, so G
Yep.
goes back a few months, so when DEM's Tollgate forced us to do some redesign around the wetlands area on Tollgate. It also forced us to go back to RIDE with some updated cost information, so we had agreed with Secosio to split the cost for an additional cost estimate with CHA. So,
Right.
that's our portion is $2,300.
Okay.
Secosio paid the balance.
Okay. Any questions for left field on that one? Okay. Any questions for Steve on the door replacement at Park? He answered my question. I had a bunch of questions when I looked at the supporting documents.
Yeah, it's frame, door, painting. Every time we pull a door out at Park, there's a bunch of masonry work to be done because it's hollow. We gotta route the frame. There's a bunch of items that have just not replacing two doors.
Would be that easy?
No, never is.
And if there are no other questions, I'd be looking for a motion to approve items 4A through G. So moved by Mr. Enos, seconded by Mr. Holmes. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next, item 5A through H for AAA mobile warehousing. These are for the storage units. Grand total of $1,353.50. Any questions for Mr. Oliver on this? Pretty standard every month. Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to approve items 5A through H. Moved by Mr. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Lucy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, ADS Construction, bid 250015 and 250016. Application 4, totaling $93,412.59.
These are all final payments except for Park because of the change order. It's just approved. So we seek your approval on all five of these.
And we've been pleased with the
Very
work
pleased with
with
it.
ADS.
I'm very, very pleased.
Okay, any questions for Steve? Hearing none, looking for a motion to approve items I through M.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lucy, seconded
Second.
by Ms. Calori. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item N, all board construction, application 11 for $7,500. Mr. Gottfried?
So the final payment, we've had some warranty issues, especially with the doors, but they continue to address them as they come up and, committed to any other issue, taking care of any other issues that come up. But HVAC system is working very, very well. No issues there. We're pleased with the work.
Any questions for Steve? If not, looking for motion to approve item N.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Holmes. Second by Mr. Lucy. All in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Item O, BR&A Consulting Engineers, $4,500 for Tollgate High Schools. Mr. Bates?
Engineering firm hired directly by us for independent quality assurance. This is a progress payment. Just a reminder, this is not only good practice for a project like this, but it's a RIDE requirement to have a commissioning agent on board. So we recommend payment.
Any questions for Mr. Bates? Hearing none, looking for a motion to approve item O.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Calori, second. Seconded by Mr. Enos. All in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Next, item P, CHA Consulting, $2,300. This was pending the approval of the previous agenda item. You've already explained what
Which
this
we already-
was, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just looking for a motion to approve item P.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lucy, second. I'll second. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Item Q, Columbus Door, $528, summer 2025 exterior door projects.
Yeah, this is for cylinders for our proprietary key system. So we had to purchase these. We do not let the county seek your approval.
Any questions for Steve? Hearing none, looking for a motion to approve item Q, $528.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Holmes, second. Seconded by Mr. Lucy and Mr. Enos. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next, items R and S, Dimeo Construction, bid number 240010, project construction management, totaling $3,530,650.91. These are,
Yeah, Pilgrim, that rec is for Dimeo general conditions and requirements, and then Civet Steel bill for some material purchase and storage. And then Tollgate, Drumrock demolition is now complete, site work, concrete, steel, and also GCs and GRs progress billings.
is a Tollgate, number higher because there's a little more
They're
progress
actually doing
going?
work.
Yeah, right. So,
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
Any questions for Mr. Bates on any of those? Okay, hearing none, looking for a motion to approve Dimeo items R and S.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Calori, second. Seconded by Mr. Enos. Any further question? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Next item, T, ECM, $7,950 for bid 25-0014 hazmat abatement monitor.
This is the Drumrock demolition project, right? The state requires that we have an abatement monitor on site. They have to ensure abatement activities are conducted safely. This is their one and only billing, and this would complete their contract for that service.
Any questions for Mr. Bates on that? All right, hearing none. Looking for motion to approve item T for $7,950.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Enos, second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Calori. All in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Next, item U. FENA Inc. Bid number 25-0018, construction testing agents.
Progress payment for the owner's testing inspection agent, right? We're required to have one on site for quality assurance and code compliance. Progress payment. We recommend payment.
Any questions for Mr. Bates?
Are they doing any testing or is that just to be?
No,
they're
they're
doing
on
soils or
Concrete rebar.
concrete? Okay.
All right. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Bates? Okay, hearing none, looking for motion to approve item U, 2000. Moved by Mr. Lucy, second. I'll second. All in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Next, items V and W, GZA, Geo Environmental, totaling $23,832.30. Mr. Bates.
Progress payments for both projects for our geotech engineer. So that includes design services for the radon mitigation system. That also includes on-site, especially for Tollgate. They're on-site almost every day, I think, right?
Correct.
For inspections. So we recommend payment.
Okay, looking for a motion to approve items V and W.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Enos, second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Holmes. Any further questions for Mr. Bates? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item X, left field, $110,000, bid 240005, OPM services.
This is their monthly billing. They definitely earn their money.
For motion to approve item X.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lucy, seconded by Ms. Calori. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, items Y, Z, and double A are reimbursements, bond 1 and bond 2 OPM services.
These are monies that, Ms. French, Mr. Oliver, and I have spent on occasional breakfast for this crew and, some other items we bought for the office. So we're seeking reimbursement. We seek your approval.
Any questions for Steve, any of those? Okay. Hearing none, looking for motion to approve items Y, Z, and double A for $681.10.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Glory, seconded by Mr. Enos. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Items B, B, and CC, Som Architecture High School, Pilgrim High School project, totaling $220,378.80.
Progress payments for those 2 months, they're heavily engaged in coordination meetings with the contractors. They're about to issue their 4th design bulletin, reviewing and responding to our submittals and RFIs.
That's for August and September.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, any questions, Mr. Bates, on that? Okay, hearing none, looking for motion to approve items B, B, and CC. Moved by Mr. Enos, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lucy. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, items D, D through II, totaling $29,850 for Secoshio and Associates. This is bond 2 project designs. Mr. Goffard.
This is for the 5 door projects, for the past summer, the construction administration, and the start of the Vets envelope project, which is going to be part of the door hardening as we move forward. So we seek your approval.
Okay, looking for motion to approve Secoshio D, D through II.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Calori, second. Seconded by Mr. Enos. Any questions for either Secoshio or Mr. Goffard? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, item JJ, single source, $4,995.70.
This particular invoice is for the last issue we had at Oakland Beach that was caused by the electrical phase failure, approved last month. The additional work to hopefully take care of that. This is for cleanup for that. It was not the contractors. It was not covered by insurance. And this is really to help the district as you know, we have a budget issue and these guys need to get paid. So we feel we can take this under the bond.
Okay. There's no recourse with Royal Energy.
No.
Of course.
Good luck. Feel free.
Yeah.
They had any more problems there since they didn't
No,
work?
no, they start tomorrow with that change order. And the other thing we found out, there was a phase failure on one of the rooftop units that goes back to this. So this, that one issue that we had. So to me and to everybody that's looked at it, it really goes back to the power loss.
Okay. Any other questions for Steve on that item? All right, hearing none, looking for motion to approve single source. Moved by Mr. Enos, second. Seconded by Mr. Lucy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Items KK and LL totaling $209.46 from Stephen Turner, Inc. Ride required commissioning services. Looking for motion to approve those two.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Enos, second. I'll second. Mr. Godfrey, anything? Or is this?
No, this is just their monthly billing as they continue to wrap these projects up on their end.
All right. Hearing no other questions, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, items MM through RR, sign it, totaling $23,193. Mr. Godfrey.
This is for the projects this past summer and one little bill left from Holloman, tying into the Vicata system, our door access system. This is typical what we have to do with SINET when we put in doors and we add access. Some are more expensive to than others because we did add more than 1 or 2 access points as requested in the building. And this is part of the bid that was approved by this committee over a year ago for this type of work paid on an hourly basis.
This is where we contracted with Sign Up to do this
Right.
for us, so we didn't have different people doing it.
Right.
Okay. All right. Looking for motion to approve Sign Up MM through RR. So moved by Mr. Lucy, second. I'll second. Any questions for Mr. Gotthard? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item SS, tie and bond high school project bid 240015, environmental engineering assessment. Mr. Bates.
Environmental engineering or soil scientist, whatever we want to call them, but this is a progress payment for Ty and Bond. This includes the Tollgate arsenic study that we did. This includes the public meeting presentations for the Pilgrim Soils issue, all the public comment responses that they issued, the site investigation work plan that was submitted to DEM, all of that work, including the associated testing fees.
So I won't ask where we are there because that's going to be in your
We'll give a
presentation
little
later.
later.
An update. Okay. All right. Looking for motion to approve tie and bond $77,895.08. So moved by Mr. Enos, second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Calori. Any questions, Mr. Bates? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, item TT, Witham. Sorry, high school project bid 26-0002, land appraisal services.
I don't know where to start with this one, but we talked about this a lot, right? That we have to do a peer review of the land appraisals that we had done to do this land swap, right? There's an acre of land at Tollgate that got federal funding back in the 70s. We have to find a new home for it within Warwick. We found the home, but before we can do anything, we have to get a federal appraisal, a federally compliant appraisal. Step 1, the appraisal, we did that. Step 2 is this, the peer review of the appraisal. So long story short, the work has been done, the peer review's been done, we have the reports, that's the billing for it, $3,900.
We can categorize this among the red tape.
Yeah. That would be
Yeah.
fair.
Among other things.
Right. All right. So looking for a motion to approve Witham for $3,900.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Enos, second. I'll second. Seconded by Mr. Holmes. Any other questions? All in favor? Oh,
I'm floored. This appraisal process. Yeah, you go for federally insured mortgage, I'll leave it at that.
Digging that over.
All right. So we just call, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're on to new business. Discussion, capital and construction project status update. Mr. Gothberg and Mr. Oliver.
All right, for the past Holloman, like I said, there's a couple of door issues that have been addressed as they come up. The ADS work this past summer, great. We have one issue at one door at Hoxie. The Herald Glass, who's the sub for ADS, is bringing in the manufacturer because we just can't get it to work perfectly. Every once in a while, she'll stay open. They've responded right away, but it keeps happening, so you're gonna have to bring in the manufacturer. But we will keep addressing it. That's really about it. The next item, I'll talk about when you want to bring it up.
Is that the only one? Yeah. It's just, everything else is pretty much finished, right? Okay. Any questions for Steve on that? Any of the? All right. Next is discussion action item, recommended proposed bond funded projects. Mr. Gothberg.
Okay, we have approximately 11.6 million left from bond 1 and bond 2, mostly from bond 2. We are looking to commit 3.4 million for the projects that are listed on this memo. So for Wealth Doors, we're looking to commit $250,000, Lippert $350,000, Vets windows and doors. There's one set of windows at the cafeteria where actually the frame is separating. So we're looking to replace that in the cafeteria along with several doors. As part of the Bond 2 project, there's electrical that's needed. We're looking to do the main original switchgear from 1955 because it's horrific. And if it goes, it's gonna go and we can't do anything with it. We did about 8 years ago find one breaker down in Louisiana that some guy had on a shelf, we put for $800. But
It came out of
we
his
can't
prepper
continue.
hole.
So we're gonna replace that for about, we think at this point in time, about 400,000. And then do 300,000 of distribution work throughout the building, plugs, occasional panel, whatever we have to do. Scott Sewer, we're gonna carry 500,000. I've been working with the city. I found, through some research, Mr. Allen and I worked pretty hard at this. We found that this, what we're trying to ties into the tollgate system. And they are not in the original agreement. So we have some leverage. We're gonna have a meeting a little later in October with them. I've sent the ownership group all the documents on it. And they're not happy, but we have leverage now, so we're gonna try to make that work.
And it was verified by the city solicitor.
Yeah, the city, tax assessor looked at everything, city solicitor has looked at it, we had a conversation the other day. We're feeling pretty good that we're gonna be able to get this through and stop pumping sewage at Scott. Superintendent has asked that we look at in front of vets. There's a storm drainage issue, that it just keeps flooding there. Plus, there's, while we're doing that, there's a sewer connection that goes to a cesspool instead of through the sewer, so we can tie this all together.
Can't make that.
We believe that that's gonna be about 350,000. And then, the Governor's Commission on Disabilities, has basically given us a mandate to, on the exterior of buildings, to do about $900,000 worth of work. We have a meeting with, Mr. Guglielmo and the, civil engineer. And we looked at all the projects and that's what we believe it's gonna cost to do it. It's basically an unfunded mandate. It has to get done. So we're looking to spend this money to bring it up to code. It's all outside work, entries, building access, ramps, that type of thing.
Because they're polling places.
So that leaves about $8.2 million out of the 11.6. So Mr. Oliver and I have looked at this carefully. We believe that the thing to do is we already have Hoxie designed for an HVAC. We believe tempered air system's way to go. So we're recommending that we modify that, bring it up to code, because that was designed in 2021. We didn't do it because it wasn't a priority. And it was over budget. So we now it's a priority.
Is that system designed in already or?
Yeah, so, well, it needs to be modified because the codes have changed in 2021. So they're gonna do a little modifications, there'll be a little design work, we'll take some out, doing the code modifications that need to get done. And if approved by this committee and, the pool committee, we would recommend that it's a summer slammer, so that we don't have to bring it back here and move people around again next summer.
Bring back the Summer Slam, all right?
Yeah, one more, and then, that leaves about 4 million left out of that money. There's a couple ways to go with that remaining 4 million. One would be to do Norwood, which is basically the same school as Hoxie. And we think we could do it around 4 million. We're hoping that we can save about 250,000 out of the previously mentioned projects.
What is the Hoxie? What have we invested in design work so far for that system?
Oh, we-
Curiosity.
Well, I'd have to look at it. It's right around, well, 50,000, 55, I don't know.
I remember because that project was combined with all the ADA upgrades at the
Yeah.
time.
So we pulled the ADA out but it's, it was 8% of the budget. That's what it was. So we've got to work, we don't have a quote yet. We'll get the quote, we'll bring it back. Okay. So the first step is your recommendation to move ahead. They do have additional work to do. And we need to move ahead. So then with the 4 million, there's a couple ways to go. One, we could go and do Norwood. Or the other thing is we could look at replacing just boilers at buildings that need that work. So we will look at that and bring back a recommendation for that 4 million, once we know where we're gonna go with the rest of it. So what we're looking for is approval of 11.6 to do the 3.4 for the projects that were mentioned. And Hoxie as a summer slammer next summer at 4.2 million, leaving 4 million out of the 11.6.
All right, so
Open for discussion.
yeah, so first I'm gonna look for a motion to approve the work as presented by Steve.
You said Wyman, right? Wyman on it?
Wyman?
Yeah. Did we look at anything on Wyman?
Well, Wyman needs new boilers, okay?
All right.
To do an HVAC system in there would be problematic
I'm
at
just
best.
thinking of work at Wyman. I know we talked at one time about looking at Wyman. We didn't say what the scope of the work would be.
Yeah, I mean, this is what, we have nothing right now. I mean, there's a couple ways to go. Wyman needs new boilers, but to me, that's the priority.
Okay.
All right, but to do HVAC in there, you've got asbestos ceilings, you know, you're
I
looking
get
at,
it. Yeah, I get
you're
it.
looking at $7 million.
That's like an open beach project.
Yeah, not quite as big, but
Yeah,
you're looking at, and, yeah, and if we go temporary air, at Hoxie, now we don't need a 2,500 amp service. Generally, we're coming in with an 800 amp service, and that keeps the cost down. Plus, the lifespan of a tempered air system seems to be much longer than the VRFs that we're doing. I'll just have to battle with Joe DeSilva on the all electric versus not all electric.
and we have tempered air at Warwick, that's in Greenwood, and
We've had great success with
we've
it.
had good success with those systems.
So the
So,
high schools are gonna be tempered air.
all right, so we're looking for a motion to approve the project as presented. And we can have, I have a few more questions, but we'll move it first.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lucci, second by Mr. McCaffrey. What questions and comments? The Vets window project, that goes back several years. Right, that goes back to when you have finance directors running, all due respect to Mr. Enos, okay? The Scott Sewer thing, I don't know how much I can say, but for those of you that don't know, the property owners wanted a payment in perpetuity for us to tie into that
30,000 a year.
forever. Correct. And the irony is their sewage is pumped up into Tollgate. So many years ago, we spent a lot of money on that Tollgate system because the manhole covers were collapsing, right? Because of the property owners all that stuff coming, all the sewage going through that system. And then when they built Sonic, they needed an easement from us and we gave it to them. We charged them because there was work to be done. So, I said at the school committee, I don't like it to be milked. And I just got the impression that's what they were just trying to do. It was just a cash cow then, right? An extra 30 grand a year for doing nothing, right? So,
Trying to get their
That's
tax
only
money back.
minus- The only thing going into that is really bathrooms, very little kitchen work. It's not the operation kitchen is down the road at Whitman on a different line.
right.
So we're not abusing that line at all.
Plus, we'd be putting in a grinder pump, it'd be a force main. So there's no chance. So what we've offered them was enough money to do a pump replacement, because they have a force main. So pump replacement, line their existing manholes like we did at Tollgate, because it's fair, we're coming into their system, and then whatever patching we need to do to get to the manhole, that's what we offered. But they wanted 30,000 a year forever, which
Yeah.
I obviously bought that, right?
Another thing, there's 11.6 left over here, and I broached this with the mayor and the former council president. Setting up a restricted capital reserve fund using the housing reimbursements from the bond. Lincoln's done it, there's before 4 or 5 communities that have done it. I am gonna talk to you about it, I talked to the chair too. I think doesn't hurt to ask, because it's 11.6, if most of these projects come back at 35-40%, that's another $4 million that comes back. Right, so that goes into a restricted account, only to be used on RIDE-approved projects. It allows us to do the things that we originally wanted to do. Couldn't do it because of inflation.
And we're required to make the capital.
Right, and so, in other words, if it's 4 million and then you put 4 million into another HVAC system, that gets reimbursed. But you pay for that You don't bond that system, so you're not paying double for it over the course of 25 years. It makes so much sense to me. And I get from the city side, it would be, well, okay, they still gotta repay the bonds, but if we're just looking at this 11.6, I don't know if the entire 56 million has been sold. Right? It may have been sold already, so I don't know, right? So then it's just a question of, okay, is this 4 million, how much of an impact does it have on cash flow of the city? I think it's a worthy discussion to have, so.
And
What else you got?
I was gonna say.
Okay. All right, so any other questions for Steve on this? So then you'll come back to us for the remaining 4 million with
Yeah,
your
I think what
recommendations.
we need to do is we need to see how accurate our.
Yep.
See the chance estimates are on these things. We're hoping that we get another $250,000 left from that to bring forward to add to the 4 million, and then we can make an intelligent decision on what to do with that.
Because the thing with boilers, does RIDE reimburse boilers?
But
They don't really want-
They don't want to, but, you know, I think they understand that when you're up against it, you know, you're gonna let us shut down a school because we don't have heat. It's not gonna fly.
Right. Okay. All right, any other questions for Steve? All right, hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Godfrey. Next, item 3, discussion, high school project update for left field, Mr. Bates.
Okay, we'll start with the progress update on Colgate High School. So during the month of September, the drum rock demo is completed, right? Ledge blasting continued, concrete footing excavations, happened, foundation footing formwork also happened, lower level concrete formwork for the high wall down the south side of the building is ongoing. So as we get into October, the frost wall and the form, what am I trying to say? Concrete frost walls and footings are ongoing. Blasting ends the end of this week. Help me out. What am I missing? Demio. What are we looking for? Yeah. Okay. Any questions before we move to Pilgrim? Any?
When is the anticipated steel to go up?
December.
December?
Yeah, early December.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is.
All right,
So
so
that's it for Tollgate. Right now, the fun stuff, right? So Pilgrim Soils, so quick recap of what we decided.
Question.
Yeah.
With the site as it's getting starting to show signs of work getting done, is there security up there? I know on the weekends, sometimes at Tollgate, in the nature of it being secluded off the highway and off the Tollgate Road, I didn't know if there's anyone watching that site.
You want me to take it?
Yeah.
So we have a site security camera that is essentially armed during off hours.
Okay.
So if anybody breaks through the perimeter of the site, which is delineated by the site fence, there'll be a notification that goes to both myself and the senior superintendent, Mike Morocco. At that point, we can determine if it's an event. We'll see a video of it. Sometimes like if the fuel guy comes on site early in the morning or something, we'll say, no, don't worry about it. Otherwise, we can have them dispatch local police directly to the job site.
All right. I just know on the weekends sometimes there's activity up there because it's secluded.
We're working most Saturdays anyway, so
Yes.
there, if you see activity up there on a Saturday, it's because we're working.
Okay. Just want to see anyone get hurt. That's all.
that's the irony. There's more work going on there, but because it's so secluded, nobody sees it.
Nobody sees it.
People drive by all day and they don't know what's going on.
We're trying to remedy that by way of our website. So
Yeah, no, I know.
more to come on that.
Put the pictures
Yeah,
up.
we're working on that.
All right. Pilgrim?
Okay, so quick recap, quickest path forward, what we decided was the quickest path forward, path of least resistance was to strip that whole eastern portion of the site, right, the top 2 feet. Get rid of those contaminants, be done with it, move on, no land use restriction needed. We're done, we start building. What we've been doing the last couple of days, as late as Friday, right, we've been meeting with DEM and with Ty and Bond and said, look, that's a lot of soil to have to strip. That's 2 feet over, 38,000 cubic yards worth, right? So can we take a closer look at this? Can we really is there anything that we can leave on site? And so we had decided Friday that we think that there is a block, call it 5 to 6,000 cubic yards of area out there that we have no testing that tells us that it's contaminated, right? And DEM agreed with us, right? So we can theoretically keep that 5 to 6,000 cubic yards on site, but the caveat that it has to stay on site, right? Because if we would say, okay, we're just going to take it to any old landfill, then DEM would say, well, you got to prove to us that it's really clean. So we don't want to do that. We're going to try to lose it on site. It has to be capped, right? But that's the goal, right? So this is not 100% like a done deal. It's going to take some verification on site. Once we start excavating around it, we're going to have to look at the sidewalls of that's called a 2-foot plateau that we're going to leave. If it looks like it's contaminated, if it looks bad, we're going to have to test it. We're going to have to test regardless. And it could be that we keep looking at it and we keep testing it, and maybe we just have to end up exporting it all, right? And we're back to where we said we were going to be in the beginning, where we just remove the whole thing. But there's enough savings in money and time in preserving anything that we can leaving on site that it's worth at least looking at. So we got the blessing from DEM. It wasn't easy. Right? It was a lot of discussions and a lot of pushing back, but they were agreeable to letting us at least try it. So we're doing everything we can to try to save the city money. On that front.
And we did look at other areas, but it's too patchworky.
Yeah.
So to try and do it, but this is one large area, and we think we can at least attempt to save some that.
No testing data to date in that area that says that we have any contaminants, right? So we're really leaning on that. The short-term remedial action plan, we should have in hand by today. We'll have it in DEM's hands shortly after. We could get approval and the green light to get going on this maybe as early as the end of this week. We might even be able to start mobilizing on this effort next week. So that's where it's.
What, if you get that, can you just make sure you email us and email the committee so the committee knows? Just a quick email that, hey, we're going to start on that. So we don't.
We'll let you know that.
Yeah.
When it's approved.
Yep.
And then the program team will let us know what their mobilization looks like. We'll give that to you.
Right. Okay. That's fine. I mean, 6,000 yards on 38,000 yards is 15%.
Well, it could, depending on trucking and, what it costs to the tipping fee to deliver it.
Plus a new material.
Yeah, we're saving on
Plus the new material, right.
Yeah, so it's worth taking a shot.
We did talk to, discuss what we talked about. The count and verification.
We've already had that.
Okay, good.
We've had that discussion. Yeah, John is actually going to be on site there.
Yeah.
So John is going to be handling all of that.
So that's the update.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for
Not a question, but a comment.
comment?
I would just like to, tell you how very pleased I was, with our second finishes meeting and the presentations that were made. That was done in the most professional, thoughtful feedback way that I've probably ever been part of a meeting. And, I just really appreciate the hard work that went into that. And for those of you who haven't seen some of those renderings, it is absolutely beautiful.
Credit to Mr. Guglielmo and his team, right?
It was
Thank you.
very, very well done.
It's going to be a very nice, gorgeous building.
Can we, for the next meeting, is it possible to have those renderings? We could display them up on the screen?
Of course, sure.
Can we do that? Jenny, that's a technology question. I'm gonna lean on you
Yeah,
again.
no, it's easy to do.
All right.
Easy to do.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from Mr. Bates? All right, next are discussion action items. Item number 4, approval of Dimeo Tollgate masonry recommendations per left field.
Yeah, so this next batch is just another round of early trade releases, right? Trying to keep this file process moving while we finalize the full GMP, starting with masonry. And we've been reading these off, right? So we tried to get bids from as many as 5 people. We only got 2 bids in the end. The lowest being Spino Brothers at $7,370,987. We're recommending board.
Questions for Mr. Bates on that?
Just what does that process look like? Like, how do you reach out to them? Like, does it go out somewhere on a site or?
You guys want to?
We have a system called Building Connected that we go out to all of our subcontractors, which is a large mass. And whoever's interested or has capability of being able to meet that schedule, they're the ones that bid on it. But we go out to, we can probably tell you who we go out to. We can probably report back and let you know how many masons we went out to versus how many responded.
You think that's because of the sheer amount of work that's out there?
Absolutely.
Right.
We're encountering that on other projects outside of the schoolwork.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you look, commercial got Pilgrim, and they didn't bid out here because they knew they couldn't handle it.
Correct.
So in Grandy, you were expecting a bid and it never came in.
Correct.
So they obviously got something else, but Spino's, quality company, does great work.
We do a lot of work with them. They're very, very good company.
And, Pilgrim was over on masonry, they're over here. So you're gonna find that 2 trades are gonna be over, most others we hope will be under, but it's been consistent at both projects.
And this is over by 653,000.
Right,
Which is smaller than what was.
Yeah.
Any questions for left field on this? Are you hearing none? Looking for a motion to approve the bid for masonry work.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Enos, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lucy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next is Tollgate waterproofing recommendations.
Waterproofing, we got 4 bids, Spino Brothers, Bronca Grande, PWC Phoenix. The low bid was from Spino Brothers again, $1,173,241. A little over budget by 119,000. But we are recommending award.
And the other thing is this keeps the waterproofing with the mason, same company, so it helps considerably.
No handoff, it's all
Yeah.
the contractor.
No arguments,
Any questions
or
for
a little fewer arguments.
Dimeo or left field? All right, hearing none, looking for motion to approve Tollgate waterproofing recommendation.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Enos, second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Calori. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is Tollgate plumbing HVAC recommendations.
Okay, plumbing and HVAC, start with plumbing. We got 3 bids, Delta Mechanical, Aero, and Arden. Delta was the low bid, $5,532,300. Just above our budget by about $230,000. And then for HVAC, also got 3 bids, Delta, Peregrine, and Arden. And Delta, again, the low bidder at $9,311,700. There's a bid savings there of about $3.5 million. And combined, it's a overall bid savings of $3.2 million. We're recommending award to Delta for both grades.
Any questions for?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have any concerns? He's so much under the original budget. Do you have any concerns with Dimeo? No?
No,
And I talked to Mr. Bookbinder personally, and he's very, very confident, so.
Good.
And he's been very diligent, he wanted both projects.
Right.
aggressive.
Yeah.
So I told you, how did we look? Are we, well, so far overall?
Well,
These 4 are about $1,200,000.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's 4 or 5, whatever.
the ones that are on the table today,
Yeah.
1
But like to date, where we're at, just out of curiosity.
overall bid savings, I'm gonna say it's 5, I don't have it in front of me, but 5, maybe 5 million, 5.6 million. But I don't want to get,
Yeah.
let's not get
Yeah.
it's peaks and valleys, and we still have a ways to go, so in the end, it'll probably be roughly where we thought it was gonna
But
be,
at
right?
this point, I'd rather be under than over.
Sure, yeah.
But it's good. I mean, it's
a good
facts are
news, though.
facts, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not making it up, so. Okay. And any other questions for Mr. Bates? If not, looking for motion to approve Tollgate plumbing HVAC recommendation.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Glory, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lucy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, item number 7, Tollgate electrical recommendation per left field.
4 bids total, Rossi, Arden, Ostro, and McDonald. Rossi, once again, just like Golden, was the low bidder, bid of $20,465,000. Bid over budget, 1.9 million over budget on this one. But we are recommending Rossi for award.
Questions for Mr. Bates?
Just proves like, we're okay, so.
Okay, hearing none, looking for motion to approve the electrical recommendation as submitted. Moved by Mr. Holmes, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lucy. All in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Next, discussion action, fire protection, Tollgate. Mr. Bates.
6 bidders total: Delta Mechanical, Aero, Boston Fire, Encore, Arden, and Cogswell. The low bidder, Delta Mechanical, once again, $1,388,800. Bid savings there of $665,000. We're recommending award to Delta Mechanical.
Any questions for Mr. Bates or left field on that? Okay, hearing none, looking for a motion to approve. Moved by Mr. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Enos. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Quick follow-up to the superintendent's question: 6.9 million in bid savings for tollgate to date.
And then the electrical between Gilbert and Tollgate, I'm just curious. I know it's a different building, about $1.5 million. Roughly.
From what I remember.
Electrical was, Rossi was a little bit, they were over by 4.2 million.
All right. Next is public comment. There will be none. Committee member requests for future consideration. If there's anything you want to discuss. I think at some point I had a conversation with Mr. Gothberg. Tollgate is where most of the progress is being made, so I would like the opportunity, if anybody on this committee wants to see what's going on there, so we can work it out with Mr. Gothberg and schedule a visit that works with you guys.
It's a tough walking site. You're gonna have to
But-
walk.
We do have an escort service. You can ride one of the Demio trucks and we can drive it around the entire site.
You didn't tell me that. You told me I had to bring big boots.
Nope. we're still not there,
If you
so-
stay in the vehicle, just like Jurassic Park, you'll be safe.
So, Steve, I wonder if it makes sense to just put out some dates that work for you guys
We'll work around your schedule.
and give it to us, and then we can.
We don't mind having multiple days
Yeah.
based on everybody's schedule.
We're there every day, so let us know what works for you guys.
I'm not retired yet, unfortunately, so I still have to work.
John, can I ask sorry. Go ahead. Can I ask a question? Will we not know until November? And I know it's a hard, you and I talked a little bit about this, about timeline of when we're opening.
Yeah, I don't think we're even gonna know in November. It's gonna be an ongoing discussion.
I think we planned for January 2028.
Yeah, that's gonna have a lot of conversation.
But
No, I get it. I just want to make people aware that
we,
there's a lot of moving parts to that,
Yes,
not just the construction piece.
scheduling, you and I have had the conversation.
Yeah.
We get it.
It's monumental.
Moving, some things you have to move on.
Yeah. It's gonna be not an easy transition, but Demi is gonna try and move the schedule, but it's gonna be very hard to move it that much. So, and delaying costs money.
No, I understand.
Mr. Holmes,
I asked, last month and I continue to ask for pictures of the ongoing construction.
yeah, they're on our
By-
website.
by the-
Yeah, go on the World Public
Can we
Schools.
get something?
We're trying to improve on that, yeah, and
Yeah.
I'll apologize. We really had the intention of coming to this meeting with an actual video for
Yeah.
you to see progress, and we
With the
intend to
drones
do
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah, and we owe that to you. So sorry for not having it this month, but we're gonna do it next month. And if you go to the report, it's not as good, but if you go to the monthly report, the OPM report, there are some progress photos on the report, so. But we want to do better. We want to have a video of progress.
Yeah, so have something for,
Yeah.
absolutely for the next meeting.
Yeah.
Right, so that has to be a given, okay. There are pictures, if you go on the World Public Schools website, there's a link, and it's just chronologically, right?
Correct.
Chronological from the
But
first
it's
picture.
very interesting for those that aren't in the construction.
Yeah,
Field.
and
Well,
yeah, so,
Bill can tell you that from just 3 weeks ago, I mean, it's changed dramatically
Yeah.
since then.
Really?
So, oh yeah, it's a big site. There's
I
a lot of
took the
work
ride.
going on.
did you?
Yeah. It was on the early stages too, but it was
I think it was like
incredible where.
2 days after our first pour, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
There you go, Bill.
Yeah, we'll just pull them up for you.
Yeah, so sometimes Kevin and Steve will take pictures, they send them to us, we don't put them online, but you guys are the gatekeepers of what
Correct.
pictures go up.
Thank you.
Which is fine. But
Yeah,
the more the
that's
more the
good.
better.
That's good for the people that aren't familiar with.
Yeah, and then we have to figure out what's website work, right?
Yeah.
Which some of my colleagues it's important, and I agree. Everybody has the, well, what level of importance it is. It's very high for a couple of my colleagues,
So
so.
we talked about potentially doing some time lapse and then some drone.
Yep.
So we'll try and put that package together and get that for next month.
Like I said earlier, that it's secluded campus. Once they start building, everyone's gonna see trucks company.
Right, you're gonna have people just stopping to take pictures and then putting them online, so you're clogging up my neighborhood, the trucks are too loud, why don't we use electric on trucks?
The usual.
I didn't know we were
Last
building,
week
I didn't know we were building a new high school.
Right, exactly, when did this happen? So,
If Chris isn't here, all those complaints go to Chris.
yeah, just forward them to him.
I second that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, the next meeting date will be Wednesday, November 5th. No other business before us, no promotion to adjourn. Moved by Mr. Holmes, second. Second by Mr. Lucy, all in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carries, we're adjourned at 8:21. Thank you.